The way to find these things, as I was mentioning last week, is to look down. Hopefully, in the left-hand column, it'll say BBO hands to aaBridge, and it'll tell you the videos and the document
Yeah,
that you need to
yeah.
look at, which of course is got from doc collections. When you click that, it puts um, the doc collection onto your desktop.
Yeah.
So right, yeah. So yeah, you can look at that way. Um, so Karen, where do you think is appropriate for us to continue from? A quick recap of what we did last week, or do we have the
Um, I don't know if Rick or if Peter have more questions or
right?
not.
Perhaps that's the best way to do it. It's just it's Rick and Peter. So it's
Yeah.
what do you want to know about, really? That's my question.
Well, hard to pinpoint something, but anything you tell me it could be useful.
Right.
Okay. And you,
That's
Rick?
that's how I feel as well. I got to explore a little bit of what was shown last week, and including the BBO download, and it's wonderful. I appreciate anything else I can learn.
Right.
Okay. I think Roger, then if you can do like a real quick recap, and you guys just say Stockholm. What was that? Okay. If Roger
Yep.
goes too fast. Roger, I'm just looking up what would be the okay. If you go to that YouTube site, which is like on the homepage of aaBridge,
Yep. YouTube.
the YouTube, you'll see video 016, which is the latest one, which is the video of last week. That one is almost an hour. A shorter one is 014, video 014. That one is only 5 minutes, 5.5 minutes. And that one is about how to get hands from BBO hand records into aaBridge. So that's video 014. Then you can just concentrate on that little bit.
Right.
As you see on that site, there are a lot of videos. Yeah? Some will be interesting for you, others will not. Okay?
Yep.
Okay. I said my say.
Right. Yeah. The point that I was covering last week was that the introduction page, which is what I'm currently showing on the screen, from you start with the welcome, the hope was that completely new people who didn't know anything would see this down here, click the flow button, and it would slowly introduce them bit by bit to the screen, the page, just what's generally going on. And eventually, and you know, that there is a navigation bar, which is this thing down here, and then they get to the doc collection. Yeah, a couple more on the navigation bar to show you how you step through things. Get to the doc collection. I will just delete this with a shift. Delete.
Done.
Completely delete it. I've got it open in Word. So where's my Word? I guess I've got it open in Word to show, but I will go to Word and close Word and then try and get right. So
Doesn't matter.
yes, just right. Yeah. So when you haven't got it, you would come up, click this button here, and what it will do is stick the doc collection onto your desktop. Bang, and you can delete it and restore it. It is in the aaBridge jar file. I assume that Peter and Rick are both Windows users, are they?
I am.
Yes.
Yeah. Mac users don't have such an easy install, well, it's almost as easy. They have to download the jar file, which they tell Java to use. And so it sort of makes more sense. I say everything's in that jar file. A jar file is really a zip file, and if you look at where aaBridge is installed, it's in there. The jar file is in there. If you take a copy of it, rename it to a zip, you can unzip it. And
that's okay, Roger. None of them are Mac users now.
Right, as I was saying, yeah. If you want any of these examples that are in all the build ones, they all exist in the jar file. The jar file is just a zip file. You can take a copy, rename it to zip, unzip it, and you've got everything to play with, should that be your thing. Right? So, okay, where were we? We were at the dot collection. You've got the dot collection, and we looking down BBO hands to aaBridge. I think I covered this a moment when I first started, that it tells you, suggests 2 videos to look. These videos, unlike this one, which is sort of recording live, those videos were sort of condensed and specifically made to be short, so they're not so tiresome to listen to. And here's a document, which is you'll find in the dot collection, and you can read through it. And again, it's the slow way of seeing the material.
Every video comes in a document also with the paper version. So you have the video version of how to do something, and you have like a document reading it and explaining it. And Roger made all kinds of examples and screenshots and on like what they're doing.
Yeah. So let me, for instance, just go to this one, which open this. It was get BBO hands into aaBridge. If we click on that, it'll open in Word, and here it tells you what to do. There is a newer version of this, which because BBO have changed their front screen, but once you get to this dialogue, it's all the same after this. Click, and think that was what you were looking at when you when I joined. Right.
Yeah.
If I close this, okay. So right. So and last week, I also did a Word document to cover last week and to cover this week, depending on the bits that I hadn't covered last week, and it is available. It's on the website, and I'll show you where it is. Oh, let's get out of full screen for this. Right. Minimize that. It is available on the website. The fastest way to the website is aaBridge website. Oops, on the wrong page. It's here. And
if you just type in aaBridge,
yeah, or if you Google aaBridge, and you'll get to it. But if you've got assuming you've got it installed, you will have to have gone here, and now at the top above the setup XC and the jar file for the Mac people is _aaBridge introduction.doc, which is some notes that were forming the content of last week's talk. So those are the sort of start points which you can point people to. Say, just go there, look at all that, and have to do less. Right, let's minimize that, and so
16 pages.
Karen, you want to say something?
I said 16 pages.
Yeah.
Goodness.
Well, lots of snapshots, a lot of images, because if you haven't got good images, it's nice to follow. So that
forget, Rachel, what we were really going to do was getting into that, all that stuff you have on counting.
On last word?
Counting.
Counting. Yes,
you did
indeed.
The
That's where that's where
yeah.
I was heading. I wasn't
Yeah.
sure whether
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
So a quick recap of what was said last week and is in the video. Go back to the home page. We have two aspects focusing on counting, and that is learning the suit distributions, and there's a document called Path to Advanced Bridge, and that includes a subsection on easy counting. It's easy in quotes, but let's go do a review again of the flashcards, distribution flashcards. Again, if we click on it, I think it takes us just straight to it, but there is a video, and there's a link to direct to the video, and yes, that's right, and that takes you off to the memorize suit distributions link, which I can go to by clicking either, and this again is pointing you to memorize suit distributions.doc, and it sends you down to, I think I can now call it old learning to count the unseen hounds using aaBridge, which basically is a video of using this very feature which I'm about to demo you, and the video is shorter and concise.
Do you get that, Rick and Peter? Yeah?
Yes.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. Yeah.
First of all, back up in the memorizing distributions, it says, look, write them out. It's always good to learn them, to write them out in different ways. I show you exactly how it worked for me. And the idea is that if you get three numbers of a distribution, 2, 3, 1, you instantly know the end number. You don't have to think. It's like doing multiplication tables. 6 sevens are. You don't have to think. You know the answer. It doesn't take much to start to get in your head doing that. And then the idea of the flash distribution cards, is that it starts to reinforce it quickly. But it sure helps if you've learned them first. And basically, the quick way is just, as it says down here, keep clicking tell me, and that fills in the missing number. So again, if you've learned everything well, you should know 2. Yeah. And you click, or you could, the original way was to sort of, you could click on the number itself.
Can you show that? Yeah.
You could click on the number itself, and if you get it wrong, then you do. And the idea is not to try to do it by counting. And of course, sometimes they're almost trivial because everyone knows that one. Or you can just you can get up speed. Now, when it starts, it'll do it more slowly, and as you see, I've clicked the fast try it button. Again, that's in the video and the various documents. Also, to make it easier, suit length order, you can have them pre-sorted into order, tell me, and when it puts up the next one, the larger suit, the longest suit comes first, and you fill in the. So that's sort of easiest, and then, or you can do them backwards, longest order. Oh, yeah, that's when the next problem comes up, or we can go random, which is how it was started, because that's those settings really. It says training only, and we are in training mode here. So this is it. You've done your training. You're doing your training, and you can get up to speed. A little, as always with this stuff, a little each day. There is another more advanced mode with this feature, and that is exam mode. And the exam is outlined in red to basically to remind you that it's here. The white button, the whiteness means it's clicked, so we're in training mode. When I click exam mode, we'll go into exam mode. Now we're more sophisticated. We're trying to imitate the arrival of information to you when you're sitting exam east. When you're sitting in, well, it's marked as west, and what's going to happen, I'll just keep clicking flow, which is the easy way. It will give information to you. Notice we're getting words here because it says use words. Sometimes that's the hand that will be the dummy, because we are west. I think that's how it works. It's been a few years since I last used this seriously. So if we click now, the dummies come down. So during the bidding, that's the correction. That's the hand that will be the declarer. So south is the declarer. And so we have heard that we know from the bidding that south should have 4 spades. Something was communicated that will make that sense. Flow, I can guess in this case it would be 1 spade, 2 no trumps. Who knows? Flow. Right. So now the next piece of information is communicated. East has your partner has 4 hearts. So, and then you find out they have 2 clubs. So together, now if south has 4 spades, therefore partner must also have 2 spades. So you therefore, and if east your partner has 2 clubs, then south declarer must have started with 3 3 2. Again, have you done your homework? You can fill in the number 5. Is that right?
4
yeah.
2 2 5.
4. Yeah. Don't do it as well under pressure. 4. So we know 4 spades, 4 clubs. Now 4 hearts was from partner, wasn't it? So again, it's 5 4 2 2. So it's 4 clubs, 4 spades, 4 clubs, 4 spades, 2 hearts, and therefore 5 diamonds? No, 3 diamonds. Yeah. So you step like this, step through like this, and it's asking you to fill in the missing dot, the missing number, or I think whether you're showing dots there or whatever, we can go flow, and it's 2, and then it shows you the whole hands. Yeah. So that wasn't the greatest of examples, but that's how it goes. So
yeah. Nor does it really matter who will be and what the bidding was and who the declarer is at that time. If you want to get like those what happens is you always get like information about 3 hands, which you know or don't know, which you know through the bidding or which you know through a couple of tricks that were already played, right? That you can get the 4th hand. Knowing 3, you know the 4th. And that's like whether you see that in only the south hand, knowing 3 you get the 4th, or when you look at all the hands just looking at 1 suit, when you know 3 you know the 4th, right?
Yep.
So that's what this one's doing too.
Yep. I know it will work the other way round. You click at east and it should work that way, and then there are these options, and you will get harder and harder.
You can make it very difficult. Can you show a very difficult one?
Yeah, well, let's get what hard is that nothing stays there for long.
Yeah.
If we now go flow, well, you see your hand, and I think in the documents I advise people, if you're trying to do this, to repeat your distribution to yourself, 4 4 1 4 4 4 1 4, right?
Yeah.
And then you continue on. Dummies come down. And then you say, better say dummies distribution to ourselves, because halfway through the hand we'll say, God, did dummies start with 3 or 4, 5, 1 5 5 2 1 5 5 2, right? And then you're not going to see that again. So, and now it starts giving you information. So you can't. Can you remember what you started with? Can you remember what dummy started with? Can you remember the information that you're given a piece of information at a time? And can you work out the answer? Okay, right. Yeah. But you're doing it at your speed as just practice, and it is tricky to start with, but
it really helps you.
Yeah, and
it really does.
It's what
Yeah.
you do at the table. Yeah. So, but yeah, so you can build up those skills, and then so that's the flash distribution card. There are other options to use hyphens instead of voids or whatever, just whatever people like to see, or you can use dummy cards, blobs. Anyway, the next feature towards counting, which is I think probably it's you take this, and I took this and I made it more sophisticated by using real hands, and the real hands all came from BBO, because as you know from downloading your own hands, you can actually, maybe you didn't notice, but you can download anybody's hands that way. You log in as yourself and you put in other people's, you can put in someone else's ID, and there was a guy who would play a lot of hands, and you could put his ID. He would do 10 hours a day. He still does, I think. Yeah, how you can do 10 hours a day, 30 days a month. Yeah, weird. But anyway, there you go.
Yeah.
He wasn't that good a player, but he did generate lots of hands, and lots of people played with him. He played complex. Anyway, his hands and other hands, I was able to take and then sort them out. Sort them.
Recording in progress.
I was able to sort them, and then produce the next feature. So let me go to it. Okay, I've got a message. Right. Okay. This, if we go back to the home, this is under. Yes, it's the document is still the same document, easy counting practice. So we haven't shown you that document. There we are. Well, easy counting practice. Easy with the E. Come on, there we are. Okay, counting the hand, and again, it's how to do it, which I'll show you in a moment. There are settings. There we are. So let's remove that. Right. So that's the document that covers it. Now I've got to remember it. These documents are, I think, 2018, so scratch of the head. Distribution, where are we? Yeah, so.
Just click on the main page, the easy counting practice. Oh, there you go. Yeah. And then
here we are. Right, so this is the short form. That's telling you the document. This is telling you, that's telling you the video. The first part of that video deals with flashcards. The second part deals with, and the larger part deals with what is about to be shown. It tells you to go to the practice hands. The main practice, the first set, is it books L? Yes, the books L is where you've got a set of practice hands. That's where I first started putting them, and then as I generated more, as I did new releases of aaBridge, they end up in books V. So you now have 9 sets there, 1 set in L. You have and then you've got the 2 things I'm talking about here are 100 sets of these 2 sets of 100 for left hand, if you want to play the left hand or right hand, and then thrown in 150 plus. These people bid a lot of slams, would bid a lot of slams, and sometimes they're amusing to look at the bidding and think, what's going on here? How would I play it? You know, most haven't got a chance actually, but there you go. No, half of them haven't got a chance. So let's get back to the counting. So you pick one of these. Right hand opponent makes more sense. So you click on right hand opponent, and the short says, well, you've picked right-hand opponents, so click the RHO. The little red triangle appears just to say, remember, you've done a setting here. You can clear it with apply defaults. It won't be there when you come back. This is the crib sheet. So now, yeah. So let me now, right, but yes. So this hand, if I click flow, here's a hand. This is classic. They're called Lin files. They're in aaBridge. It's this classic way of showing you, and you can step through using flow, which will play normally card by card or bid by bid. I think it's always bid by bid. And you can step through the bidding. Yeah, and the point being that I have selected hands which have bidding by the ops and by your partner. So that's why you want to be get left RHO with RHO hands, because it's no good seeing your own bids. So if we take those bids back, you can look at them and say, okay, partner should, you can point counts as well. Partner should have some number of clubs, minimum of 3. Depends how I say 3 diamonds. Okay, what's West got? That's weird. I don't know. It's
so East is going to be the diamond, right?
Yeah, I mean, okay.
So you want to count the West hand here. You want to count your left hand. Yeah.
So and yeah, no, yeah. So yeah. So one should already start trying to work out what we know. I normally pick hands that work very cleanly, but what do we think what that 3 diamonds means? And the examples tend to be more we 6 diamonds minimum. Why didn't they open 2 diamonds? Perhaps they don't play that. 7 possibly. Why didn't he preempt to start with? I don't know. Okay, so taking 6 diamonds. If it's 6, then partner's got 2 diamonds. But anyway, you're trying to count declarer's hand. That's normally the target. Partner opened 1 club, has now played the ace. His points, he's definitely got, I'd have thought, ace king in clubs, and so you can count the points as well. And in this way you play through and say, okay, ace king, yeah, right. So partner started, there was 1. Did you memorize the dummy shape and your shape when you started? This is why it's helpful if you do it. So that was 4 4 4 4 1. So partner started with 4 clubs, and in that way you try to progress. I recommend that you can actually do this with your partner, because one of you shares the screen using Skype or Zoom or whatever tool you like, and then you basically click it through and then stop and discuss and try to work out what you know about the hands. And because it's on your own, it's not so much fun. Doing it with your regular partner is definitely more fun, and you get to and you will each opponent of you will spot things the other one doesn't spot, and you can start to deduce from the play, they signaled this, or they haven't got, and therefore come more quickly to grow your counting skills. And you can, this way of course you can do points, and as you may have probably realized already, if I hit the show button, that aaBridge shows you the initial starting points of a hand, yeah, in the corner. And you can also turn on other counting systems that are on the soup page, but it's been a long time since I used them. Show, must be under show. What have we got here? KNR, show additional values, KNR, losing trick count, blah blah blah. Banzai points. Google what banzai points are. That was just an extra because why not? So that's really it. Other than actually try to play through one with everyone and just pick one almost at random and say, like, let's play through one. I'm not sure what's best to be said on this point.
Just play through one.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's all do it together. Let's do it as a team effort.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Normally when you're in this mode, I start showing stuff from the bidding. Normally, when you're looking at hands, you want to see the bidding quickly. So when you clicked on RHO, that's what happens. So we're playing an RHO hand. This is 2 spades, and there isn't much bidding. 1 spade, 2 diamonds, 2 spades. Right. So what are I going? 5 spades, 3 spades, I would guess. We'll see when dummy comes down, and pass. Right. Queen of hearts. Yeah, 3 spades. So that puts partner with 3 trump on that basis. I find it easier to.
What is it from? Okay, spades. Yeah.
I find it easier to tell myself what I think partner ought to have, and then when they show up with anything different, you go, oh, they don't have 3, they only have 2. Partner declarer must have 6, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So if you tell yourself in advance what they ought to have, when it doesn't happen, you go, it's easier to remember that way, I think. I find.
Because 3, 2, 5.
Right.
Yeah, 3.
Okay, 3, 2, 5. What else do we know? Diamonds likely to be.
6.
Yeah, 6. It's definitely 3, 2, 5. Right. So if we flow forward. I did a whole trick at once. If you want to do card at once, we can do card at once. You just click the card at once button. Right, and another general point about aaBridge, if you haven't noticed, hover is your friend. Basically, hover over stuff, and I try and give a hint of what they're about. Okay, we're back to counting. In fact, anything else we should have did? Clubs.
So everybody has 1, right? You had 5. Dummy had 5, so you continue.
Right.
6 diamonds.
5, king. Okay. Well, that's another heart back to. I guess. Well. Yeah. Interesting. Yeah. Do you think they're all gone? You must think they're all gone.
So you'll get
5. There's 1 left. No, there isn't. There aren't any left, are there? Because he knows. Yeah. And if you were counting, you'd know that 2 and could play just covering and then so that's a discard. Interesting. Interesting. So he's must be trying to throw a loser on a loser. We're trying to knock out their trumps so they can't rough diamonds, I guess. They're continuing. Partner has shown up with 2. Partner will have now 3. Yep. So if they were 5-3. Anyone have? I haven't been working hard enough. Karen, any feel for what you're going to call Wested distribution as?
West.
Yeah.
5-1, 5-2.
Right. So one can stop at any time and hit the show button, and you're done. Shall we do that? Let's do that. 5-1, 5-2. Go back to the lead, and 5-1.
7. Oh, sorry, 7.
5-1, 6-1.
6
or 7. 5-1, 6-1.
Right, 6. Yeah.
5-1, 6-1. Yeah. It's these are real hands played by real people, and but you are able to try to concentrate on counting without having to think about what the play is, what it means, and you can include counting points. Sometimes some of the examples I've got both in the videos and in the documents, you can get very early, you can get a very accurate count, and if you're not used to doing that, it may come as a surprise. And the first time you get an accurate count and can drop someone's singleton king, you do not feel good.
Yeah. You get the idea of this. So it is, you're going to try to, with the bidding and what's been played and what you see, you try to get the count of declarer's hand as soon as possible.
Yeah.
If you think you got it, click on show all hands,
Yeah.
and then
For sure.
confirm.
Yeah.
That's the whole idea of this. And
Okay.
then you get it wrong, and you get it wrong, and then you all of a sudden
That's
start
right.
getting it
And
right.
there are literally thousands of hands.
Yeah.
So you won't run out. By the time you do run out, you will have forgotten the first one. That's for certain.
Yeah. So it's not about it. These hands are not about bidding. Actually, not about play. They're about useful counting hands. You know?
There are 2,000 hands.
Yeah. It's not about should I play a diamond first or should I play a club first, right?
Although, but afterwards you can always. These were generally good players, and then for fun you can go off and look at the slams, and do similar things. But
Peter, Roger, Rick, you got you got the idea.
Yes. Looks very like something I need to work on.
It's really good.
and
Peter, you're it. Yeah.
a little every
Thank you.
day. All of them just do a little, just a couple every day, and it's that drip drip effect that wears the stone away.
And it really does help. It's not exciting. This is good.
And it is more fun if you can get someone to do it and do it together, even though you're doing because just and you learn something. You get I didn't think I could work that out from that.
But you do get the hang of it. And really, I have had a few mentees. They do it for like 2 weeks, and it really is a difference. It's just true. So go. Do. I'll do it myself again too. Okay. Any questions about this one? Great, Peter.
No.
No? Peter, no? Peter is muted, but I hope it's good.
Okay. A couple of just wider general points about aaBridge. If you follow Hondo's mentoring sessions, have you heard of Hondo and his mentoring sessions?
Yes.
Right. They are all in aaBridge. Yeah. So have you seen his website where he plays hands?
Yes.
Yes. Right. Not quite at the beginning, but I think he has his hands going back to 2013, 2012, something like that. The first few years are not on his site. He changed the format. The format of these hands, these linfars, existed, and he then wrote later software to do them online, and he has been kind enough to let me have a copy every week, and I put them into aaBridge. And so while this version of aaBridge only goes up to 2003, that's the end of 2003, if I can just show you the website, if you go to the website and download the jar file under the latest dev jar, there is, I put it up a couple of days ago because he put out a new Hondo hands. I put it in, and so this jar file if you download it and as it's window users copy it to their jar file to there and restart aaBridge, and then aaBridge automatically picks it up. It picks up the newest or the highest numbered version, so it'll pick up that one, and if
and therefore picks up the latest Hondo.
And therefore, well, it picks up, yeah, the latest version. It picks up the latest. This is 2024, and it goes all the way up to 10, which is the one that came out 13th of October, which was 2 days ago. That's Sunday's release. So you can see his hands. I normally get them out on the Monday. If he's sometimes, of course, I'm away, I don't. But I put out a new one every week. Mainly it's for this. Other little typos go in, but also because the whole system has everything necessary in it. All the documents are in there, everything's in there. It's an archive. So if my machines all die, if I've got the latest aaBridge, I've got everything I need, right, to reconstruct the build environment. So I don't have to have lots of archives everywhere. So yeah, and so there you are. This is the hands he played and his chat.
Okay, but one
I've got
sec.
them all going back to 2007.
Can you go back to the beginning of a hand? Okay. Yeah. Okay. Enter deal.
Sorry, the hand. That hand. Yes, there are 5 hands. This one.
Okay. And then go through it like a.
Right.
Yeah.
No, as if, well, this is anyone's hand. It could be yours, her hand, and of course you can go to that method of downloading, put in Hondo 717 and download all Hondo's hands or any other experts' hands and play them and look at them. But anyway, there we are. Yeah. So you've now in here, and you've now got all the features that you normally have. You can if we let's show the hand. You can turn on the analyzer.
Top.
Oh, yeah. We're on
Okay,
Kimming
right
seat.
top.
Yeah, we're on this. We don't. Yeah. If I. Yeah. One would normally, because we're here because of we were there. Let me reapply defaults to set it back to normal and go back to where did we normally? Yeah, this is the normal place, but I want defaults back. Right. Okay.
So how do you play it?
On the latest one, this is the latest hand.
Enter the deal.
Well,
you click on enter the deal. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. You can. Yeah. You can play any hand.
You're going too fast.
One of the things covered.
Yeah.
I covered last week. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. You get. Fine. You have any hand in here. If there's enter the deal button, you go into the deal, and now you are able to either edit the hand or play the hand. And if you hit play, let's just hit play. Right. Normally these things default to, if I the question is which hand did you want to play, and the answer is the one you wanted to see. Now, if you downloaded your own hand,
just stick to this. Just stick to this one.
Right, how do you play it? Yeah, there are documents and videos on all of this. Right, you hit the play button, and then it will go into play mode.
You're south, and you pick your card now.
Okay.
So you can click on the spade ace, for example.
Right.
So I'm Hondo 717?
Yes, yeah. So you can click you can click on the spade ace, and then the spade ace plays. Maybe you can do that right there. Okay. Yeah.
I will. Okay. Right, and then another click to okay, and you're on. you can control. This is all documented. You can control. It's not a great play. It's more useful for you playing your hands and say, well, how did I went wrong? What if I try another card? And so you can look to see how it should have gone, right? How you could have gone, and you've got the analyzer to analyze the hand to tell you what the engines think how it should have been played. But there are ways of controlling which seat you're in, and it's through these buttons here. Yeah. So if you wanted to be and you can rotate the whole thing round like this. Yeah. So I've now rotated it. This is a temporary rotation for this hand, left and right. There are permanent rotations for the current set of deals again, but this is rotate, and you can and this allows you to force hide, well, which one's north, so west. So we wanted to force hide west for any reason, but so the idea is you could take it over and say, I want to see this, they want to see that, right? How does it play? Right, we're now playing this mode. I assume we're now declarer. It's been years since I've used this thing, right? So now we're declarer, so it's asking us to play a dummy card, isn't it? Right, a card from dummy. Now it's come round to us, and we will play the jack. Yeah. So
as soon as you click and in the green somewhere,
yeah,
the next card.
Yeah, you just click anywhere, and it'll clear that card, move on to the next one. Yeah, you can play.
Now what you can at this moment, what you can do, you can play the next card. For example, can you play the heart 4 or whatever? Yeah. Now you didn't want the heart queen to be played. You can click that unbid, not there. Unbid, the small little unbid. Okay. Undo, yeah.
Undo bot.
Yeah.
Undo the bot.
And you pick the other card.
The robot.
Because you wanted the 3 to, and then you can continue. Yeah. You click on play again, because then the bots take over. Yeah. If you don't click on it, okay, now the bots take over.
So play. Yeah. Right.
I do.
You know this better than I do.
But that's how you can.
Yeah.
The bots will sometimes give a different lead than the lead you had, for example. So you can always change that, and then put it back to the lead you got, and then take the hand from there. Okay?
Right, stable. If we... Yeah,
okay.
So,
if you, Roger, can you click on the analyze? It's on your... Go a little bit to your left, a little bit in the green. Yeah. Okay. There. That's one. That's the double dummy contracts you could make, right? So this hand allows you to make 2 clubs or 2 by north, and all the other contracts are by east-west. Right? West can make.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you hover over any of the, it will tell you what would happen in that.
And then there's another nice feature, and that's the DDS. It's off right now. The double dummy solver is underneath the analyze. Yay, that one. Yeah. And then you see now in the west hand, which is at the north position, you see that contract will make at this moment. Whatever you do, right? Whether you play the diamond ace or the 8 or the 5 or the 4, they're all good cards.
With best play from all players, right? If we go back one, in this case, we could see that in this contract,
leading a small club is not the best lead.
there'll be an over trick if South had led a
That's
low
not the
club.
best lead. Then you go plus one.
That's right.
Yeah. But there are other.
+1. Yep. +1. So, and as you step forward, you can see. So if they, you can see at this point.
Now, if you choose
No.
after this, if you choose like the diamond, to use the diamond.
So, yeah. The dummy is now on lead.
For example, or a club or whatever.
Lead a diamond, which we
you
could
go
do
down.
by going
That's
into
that
play
little
mode
red
and
one.
then leading a diamond. Yeah. So you're -1 with best play from this point onwards. And this exists in BBO
the
already.
thing is, in
sure
BBO you
know,
have to re-click it every time.
What's it called?
Yeah,
you have to re-click it,
Plus,
and it's only there during while you're playing, and it doesn't look as. This you have the hands, you have the software. It doesn't need anything online, as long as you've got Java and the software and and your hands, and you can download them, and they're in a file on your computer.
I think the good thing about it is you can replay it as a real hand, and you might know that you went down 3 on that one, while you should have made it. But when you replay it, are you going to make the same mistake again, or did you find a better way? You can always undo something here, which you can't do on BBO, right? You can say, okay, no, I don't want that card played, I want that card played now. So you're not following the movie as it is set, but you can replay it yourself by going, here you can go back to the movie. If Roger here clicks on back to movie in the screen, you get to the original, you get to the original movie, like how it was played on BBO, how it was bid and how it was played on BBO. If you don't want that because you want to replay it yourself, you click on enter the deal, and you click on play, and you click on play. Yeah. Okay, and then you take it from there. Yeah. And if the bot does something you don't like, or if you did something you didn't like, you click on the undo button, you should have called it UBB. And then you can correct it to do whatever you wanted it to do. I use that one a lot when there was the bidding and I get the opening lead, but the opening lead is something totally different than the bot aaBridge makes a different opening lead. Yeah, then I can correct the opening lead. That's when I use that a lot. But okay. And then if you click on play again, the opponents get covered again. Yeah, the declarer and your partner is covered again now. So it's like you're playing the real hand, right?
And by the way, those dots there are indicating that this hand is to play. Now, as you're not declarer, you're just south in this mode. So that's a signal that you've just got to click somewhere. And off
you
it
click
goes,
somewhere for the bot to start going again. Yeah.
Yeah, and the dots tell you it's a bot's turn to start this trick. Right. So it's.
Any questions on that one, Rick or Peter?
Videos,
no thanks.
Who said?
Well, all I can say is good luck. I hope you enjoy it.